Right, we're live now.
We are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. And what we're doing, we are keeping it real.
I can't do that. Just can't do it.
No.
Honestly, I watch every, during the day and during the week, and so many people are like, I'm not doing it. I can't do it. My kids will be too embarrassed, but it's too late for my kids. They're embarrassed already. So there we go. So hello, Mel. Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
Hello.
Lovely to see you guys.
Lovely to
And
see
Thomas,
you too.
you are back from your travels yet again.
I am, although I have booked another trip.
Seriously?
Well, yeah. Well, I thought,
Love it.
some of my friends, they're absolutely fed up of the UK at the moment. One of them isn't working at the moment. One of them works remotely, so they can work anywhere. So they rented a villa in Spain first of all. So we had a day with them when I was there, and now they've got a villa in Tenerife, and they've invited me and my other half over for a week. So it's only cost like 40 quid in flights. So I can take my laptop with me. I can still look for jobs. If I do get an interview, I can, have a video call because all the interviews are over DC. So,
well, are you not in? Yeah, are you in local lockdown, Thomas?
and because I've got back from Spain, I'm. I keep saying hibernating, but that's not the word. I'm hibernating at the moment, but I am hibernating. I'm in bed at the minute. I'm having a PJ day today, so
yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It feels like hibernation now, doesn't it? With it being October. And
I know. I put my winter duvet on last night, and it was so snuggly. I love it.
I'm like big fluffy socks around the house.
Yeah.
When I was taking the girls to school this week, it was like the big sort of scarf, and I was like, wow, I haven't got the gloves yet. The problem is with me, once I start with the gloves, that is it. Like once the gloves are on, rather than off, once the gloves are on, I can be in the gloves till like March. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trying to pull myself back off putting the gloves on.
Oh no, go with the gloves. It's practical. Both hands, both gloves. What are you gonna do?
Winter coat.
So Thomas, you were just saying before there, you've got a new book.
Yeah. So this was my trip. I ordered it ages ago and it came today. It's massive. I'm sure you've heard of it. But there's some really lovely inspirational stuff in there about spirituality and sort of fighting back and not giving up. So she's here and she's huge. Probably the biggest book I've ever had. It is. It's like she's in bed with me. Me and Tia are in bed.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey.
Oh, I love it.
But there's one piece that I really like, which I'll read if you don't mind.
Not at all.
And I find the page.
Kind of fits with what's been going on Donna and Cheryl TV, doesn't it? This week about bounce back ability and positivity. So let's hear it from Tina.
So there's like quite a lot in here, but this is like the closing paragraph, I would say. So what I'm most grateful for, that I survived it all without hating or blaming anyone, and that I had honest, genuinely good people to help me along the way. I think I was born with an inner strength, the strength to go on. That's my birthday wish for you. Strength and resilience when you need them most. May you always find a way to turn poison into medicine.
Oh, wow. That is beautiful.
But there's a lot. Absolutely beautiful. I'll send you the picture of the sort of opening bit. But it's really good, and the pictures are amazing. Fabulous.
Your volume's a bit muffled as well, Thomas. You might need to get closer to the mic. That's lovely, and yeah, you're right. That totally ties in with what sort of been saying this week. And it's what I always say. And I was just catching up earlier on there with the lunchtime live that Donna did with, was it Joe Laking, I think?
Yeah.
About time and creating time, and we all think time is scarce, and that's exactly exactly it. It's creating the time, and it's kind of being around. Like for me, it's being around. You know, creating the time, but when you're in that time, what you do with it, and being around like-minded people, and you know,
Absolutely.
which is what we always say on here, isn't it? It just really gives you that. It's that lovely space. It's that lovely time when, you know, you can share, or you can, you know, get inspiration from other people. So that's what I loved. But yeah, I just listened to that earlier, and it was a really nice one.
It was tough though. It was tough, as in, you know, they hear it all the time when women or men are saying, yeah, I don't have time. I don't have time to put myself first. I don't have time to do this. And actually, as we know, as we've been told, the thing is never the thing. Is it actually about time, or is it actually about how you're prioritizing things in your life, or using time as an excuse because you don't know what's going to come out? If you do sit down and think, I think they were talking, weren't they, about how you keep yourself really, really busy because it potentially stops you. You know, if you slow down and stop, what are you going to start thinking about? What are you going to notice? And it just comes back down to that thing is, if you're not happy, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not prioritizing your needs, how on earth can you serve anybody else? How can you be there as a good role model or as a support for your family or your friends if you're just not your best self?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how do you guys do it? How do you cope with that? No, this is my time. I'm going to book this out. This is for me. This is my boundary. How have you guys overcome that?
Well, going from a full-time job, literally, it took all of my time to going to effectively nothing was a real shock, because I like to be busy. I like to fill my time. I don't like. I get it. I feel ill at ease if I don't have something to do. I can't just sit still. I've never been able to sit still. I'm a fidgeter. I get easily distracted. I'm just on the go all the time. So from going from a job where I was traveling all the time and constantly on the go to nothing, I literally panicked a bit and wondered, how on earth did I fit so much into one day?
Yeah.
And now it's kind of changed a bit. I thought the other day, I had sort of a few things to do, and it sort of freaked me out a bit. And I thought, hang on a minute, that's hardly anything. Why are you getting so freaked out? You don't need to do that much. You've done so much before. Why all of a sudden has your threshold for things to do diminished?
Yeah.
It was a really weird feeling, and I had to sort of stop and sort of have a word with myself, because I was getting panicked about the littlest things like supermarket or something before I went to Spain or whatever. And it was a bit of an odd moment for me. That.
I think we get
Sorry.
No, go on, Jo.
No, I was going to say, I can totally resonate with that. And I think it's funny. I can't think what I was reading, or something I came across the other day, and it was about. It's just made me think of that. So it was about love, and it was about, you know, when say you have children and you have another child, and you think, how can I possibly have more love? Bear with me because this is relevant. You know, you kind of think like, how can I have more love for another child? You know, because you think like you've got, that's it, you've filled your life, you've got a child, you can't. And I always remember like my dad saying, you know, like you make the space, so your heart just gets bigger. It's just there, because you know that I remember being worried about that and thinking, I've got this child, you know, I'm gonna have another baby. Where will I find that more love? How do you know? And it's just made me think there with you saying that, Thomas, it's kind of similar with your time, because you kind of got your, you're working totally differently, so your life is totally different from what it was. And then it's almost like you can kind of like zoom in on that, and then you fill up that space. Do you know what I mean? So then like you feel as though that is your space, like totally filled. And then the thought of doing, like, even like, as I say, I mean, you would have done a billion things in a day. That little bit extra kind of makes you think, oh my God, like, how am I going to do it? But it's one of those things, isn't it? The more you do, the braver you are. It expands. And that's what I'm finding, like, for me, having my own business now, and I know John and Cheryl have talked about this before, it's kind of like that thing of, oh, well, I'm still in the mindset of, well, I've got to work between 9 and 5, and I can have that hour for lunch, or, well, I can't work after 6, or, do you know what I mean? And like, it's kind of understanding that I can actually do like what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? So if my time, I tend to be less of a morning and more of an afternoon and evening sort of person. So I've still got, energy. I'm still kind of quite sort of mentally stimulated, like afternoon and stuff. And that for me is where I get creative and where I do things. So it's kind of like, I found myself thinking, well, I can't, that's not right. I shouldn't be doing it then. But actually, the time is for us to do with, what works for one person doesn't work for another.
Yeah, because we're so institutionalized through, I reckon from when you start going to school, it is that working pattern is drilled into you, that 9 to obviously 3 o'clock, 9 to 5. And I remember Donna saying on one of the lives this week that when she was in corporate, every single minute of her time was accounted for by somebody else. So to break away from that after 20 years, 30 years longer in that institution, and you're making decisions for yourself in a culture where being busy is like a badge of honor.
Yeah,
it takes a lot to kind of go,
Break
I'm not
away
going to start at 1 o'clock today because that works best for me. It takes a lot, and it just takes practice.
Yeah.
I used to do my best work my best work was always done at night. And I don't know why. I just used to find it more relaxing, and I don't know whether it felt a bit less pressured, but I just seemed to get my best sort of ideas, and I was more creative in the evenings. And I don't mean like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean like 8 onwards, really. But I do like not having that unified mentality. What you've just said, Mel, about school, what you got from school, and then going into a 9 to 5 job. I just hated it.
No.
I think you should be able to just, if you do your job and do it well, it shouldn't really matter when it happens, as long as it gets done.
Exactly. I think there's a tiny move towards that now.
Yeah.
It very slowly in some organisations. I know the organisation I work for, they're about it. It's very much on your output, which is great. But yeah, I think just going back to what you were saying about time, Joe, as well, and you find you just do slot it in. So what I found now, if I go back to the time when I had a job and no children, and we used to think, me and my ex-husband used to think we were really busy at the weekend if we had to do a grocery shop. Whereas now you fit your grocery shopping in your lunch break between everything else. So now I've got a full-time job, started the business with Tina, I've got the kids, I'm doing my own personal development. How on earth do I fit that in? And you realise the meaningless things have just dropped out of your life. Like for me, that's housework. Just putting it out there in case anyone's busy, right? That's the thing that's fallen away. Don't do that. But my evening routine used to be, as long as I was on the sofa by 7:30, and I was just like, I used to watch soap operas, I used to watch TV dramas, and now they don't carry any meaning to me. Don't even have Netflix. And it's just, I think you just replace it. When you find something that is more important than what you were doing before, you just replace it and the other stuff naturally falls away. That's what I found anyway.
No.
But yeah,
I-
do bring
I-
your gloves and your own bleach if you come to my house.
I've just lost all respect for you when you said about soap operas.
Seriously. You know, I think I'm going to blame maternity leave on that, because when I was to feed the babas in the middle of the night, oh, and it's like you really like into it. And then my mum and dad, oh,
God,
bless them.
I think life can be depressing enough without the need for soap operas adding to it.
You know, I think I would absolutely would find the sport with. And I found out about TV dramas. Why am I watching about serial killers when I'm trying to relax?
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever watched Luther.
I think I've seen some of it. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, I binge watched all 4 or 5 seasons, and the writers took your every single worst fear that any human being ever has and put them into the show. Like the one where this woman goes home, she's in her apartment, she has a dinner, she has a shower, she gets in bed, she cooks, she puts the light off, and then somebody crawls out from under the bed wearing a mask.
And is this something that you used to watch before bed?
Yeah. On my own in the house, kids are with their dad. I'm on my own in the house, lying there going, it's perfectly acceptable to sleep with the light on in your 40s. And now I don't do that anymore. Now I will read
Turn
a
the
book.
light off.
Yeah, I'm so grown up. Sleep with a machete under my pillow. And now it's like, if I'm going to sit and watch telly, it's got to be something meaningful. Because actually, stuff that satisfies me so much more. But not saying I didn't go through that same journey of, if I make time, what's going to happen? What am I going to reach? It's scary. We've all had a little bit of that, haven't we? Started our development journey.
God, yeah, and that's what I think. That's what I think as well. It's just when it's like a habit. It's just habit forming, isn't it? You just get into a habit, but then when you become aware of the habits and the things that you're doing that aren't helping you get to where you want to be and move yourself forward, then it's kind of, you need that awareness. Sometimes you literally just need to have that awareness and open up your mind to it, so that then you then do understand, or you start to realize like what you're doing, you know, that is a drain of your energy, or is going to fire you up at night, you know, when you're trying to get to sleep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's still important to switch off. My guilty pleasures live on TV to millions is Say Yes to the Dress of Lancashire. New series starting soon. Very excited. Very excited. White froth. An hour of white froth and goth. I don't mind.
Gog one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've not heard of that one.
Oh, you're joking. Oh, man.
Is it? Did they do it on an American version as well?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, I think okay. I think I've. Yeah.
Fox is so much better because he really loves his brides, and they go in feeling like one way, and then when they leave, he's transformed them. Sorry.
Go on, Joe. What's your guilty pleasure on TV at the moment?
I've got loads. we'll just say hello to Neil. Hi, Neil.
And Tina.
Your piece that you wrote as well and shared with us in the Soul System the other day on vulnerability. It was really good. I've got tons. I tend to, like, I don't even know how to use the remote control for normal TV anymore. You know, like, just normal channels. So, you know, my girls, they watch things on Netflix. So I've got loads of guilty pleasures, but like with having the kids, teenage kids, we've gone through, I introduced them to Glee. So we did the whole, it was amazing. Don't know like that, Thomas. It was amazing. We did the whole Glee, like how long that was on?
A lot.
4 years?
I don't think I ever watched Glee.
I loved it. Do you know what? I would absolutely recommend, you know, we're talking here in the Soul System about like putting high vibe music on and whatever. That honestly has been amazing. And the other thing is, it's because it's introduced my kids who are 12 and 15, to like 80s music to like loads of music that I loved, Billy Joel, like Stevie Wonder. It's just honestly,
Billy
it is
Joel.
You sold it.
the best.
I
And
might revisit it.
before that it was Friends. But you know
Mm.
what? It's just fun. It's just nice. You just have a laugh and like exactly, Mel. We need that. You know, you can't schedule in. Well, you've got to schedule in fun, like you schedule in
You do.
work, like you schedule in anything else.
Yeah.
And for me, you know, and for all of us, we're all doing the Real You online program, and that is scheduling in time for your own self development. And you know, and it's what we were talking about this week. You know, I haven't got time, and you know, you just have to find the time. Kids are in bed, whatever. Grab a cup of tea, sit there, 10 minutes, going through some self development work, looking at something motivational, reading a chapter of a book, you know,
Yeah.
anything like that. I have found that it's almost like the worry or the mental turmoil you can get in with yourself about doing something and finding the time. Once you just stop that and just do it,
Yeah.
it's done. And then you end up having more than that 10 minutes. You end up saying, oh, actually, I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to take more than 10 minutes. And, you know, everyone's busy, but no one is busy sort of 24/7 hours of the day.
No. And you need balance. You definitely need that balance. But what I found now is if I do kind of schedule, and friends like roll their eyes going, oh, scheduling. But it's not about that. It's about kind of going, right, if Monday night I've got to do this and I've got to do that, Tuesday night I'm going to book in an hour and I know what I'm going to do in that hour and I'm going to hold that hour to do X, Y, and Z. And it's not like you can't be flexible, but it means you start the week knowing where you're going to get things done and you can look forward to them. And if you're scheduling like Friday night's my night off, I'm not going to do self-development, I'm going to connect with a friend, have a few glasses of wine, then you look forward to that just as much as you look forward to your evening and self-development. But the nights I don't have my kiddies, it would be really easy for me to kind of go, right, I'll finish work, I'll get some tea, I'll kind of hoover around, I'll catch up on chores, but I've stopped doing that. It's quite easy with the dad's chores. But I've stopped doing that, and like they're now my like precious time. So I'll either catch up with friends or they're my like working evenings. And then I've done that, and when I'm with the kids, I don't feel guilty at all about sitting on the sofa and watching Zootropolis or whatever it is they want to watch together with them, and we're really present.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? And then you're doing it, and instead of doing it, there's all these quotes, and Donna and Cheryl say, do it with a happy heart or not at all or something.
Yeah.
You know, it's you doing it, and you're like,
True.
I'm doing it. I'm not going to be sat, not present, thinking about the stuff. I'm just doing it, and just commit to. Yeah, it's just committing to.
That's it. Commit to doing it.
And you know, we've all got different pulls on our time, and everybody has different things that they want or need to do with the time. But I think it's like what you just said there as well, boundaries, you know, and that's something that I've worked on, or had to work on a lot, is sort of, you have to like take back your time and own it. And, you know, it's not like, oh, well, I'm at home and I'm, you know, some people can kind of think, oh yeah, that sounds cool, you know, so you're working and you're at home, but, you know, you can come out or help with this, that and the other. And it's not, it's getting, you know, it's getting sort of clear on your boundaries and then saying, actually, I can do that then. And then when I'm doing that for somebody else, I'm doing it, but I'm doing it happily instead of doing it like begrudgingly. And
exactly, yeah. And you can educate those around you as well to let them know that that's what you are doing. So sometimes our coaching calls will fall on a night where, you know, I've got the kiddies, so I will say to them, I'm going to this room, I'm going to be in there for an hour, and this is my time. And, you know, please don't come in and disturb me. And then they get interested, like, oh, what are you doing, Mummy? I'm like, well, I'm talking to my friends, and they're, you know, we're all helping each other, and it's so I can be calmer and happier. And at that point, the kids look at me like, oh, is it working? Of course it's working, darling. Hey. Yes, I'm always calm. Like, what's the name? We just get the money back. It's a refund, mum. But they're kind of getting into that now, and they'll kind of go to step up. She's doing her lessons or whatever they call it. And it's slowly, I think, maybe role modelling to them that it's okay
Absolutely.
to take some time out and do stuff on your own. And I say to them, Charlie, if you don't want to get into school and you just want to go to your room and have an hour on your phone or on your Nintendo because you've had a busy day, that's really important. That's your time. That's your space, your house. I won't bother you. Not offended. Off you trot. I think I tried to ring you last night and I just got a text message going, can't talk now. Okay. 10. Can't talk now. Busy.
But it is, and that's the thing.
Boundaries. He's got no issues with boundaries, has he? He's like, Mum, I'm busy. Okay.
But that's the thing, like, as my children have got older as well, you do, it is that process of, like, you know, I've got a 15-year-old now, so she's not a baby. She doesn't want to sit and spend time with you all the time. She wants to go off. They want to come in from school and they want to go off. They want to do their own thing. They want to, and I've learned that as well. It's like you've got it. Everybody needs their own time. Everybody needs their own space. Children as well as adults. I'm just reading some comments from Neil.
Oh yeah.
My niece was on it 2 years ago. Oh my God. I hope if you mean Glee, I am going to be blown away. And he highly recommends Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek. Yeah, Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's
Oh,
Creek.
I've
Good
heard
one.
that.
A GP. What's that? A GP?
Guilty pleasure.
Oh, sorry. Right. Yeah.
Not a doctor.
Come on, get with it, Joe.
I'm so not with it. And then Brené Brown, who I absolutely love. Yeah, absolutely love Brené. Would say, whatever you do, do it with a whole heart. Oh, say yes to the dress.
Yeah.
Oh, right. There you go, Mel. So Neil Lewis's niece was on Say Yes to the Dress. Wow.
Ooh, very dear. Oh, lucky girl.
Wow.
There's one thing I'm quite conscious of. Like, we've come on to do, like, Keep It Real life lessons with Cheryl, and we haven't actually mentioned the fact that neither Donna nor Cheryl are here. Sorry, guys. If you're watching this back, we are missing you, and we have completely taken over your channel. But you know that we're still missing your hearts, baby. I know.
Brand new to this. This is Donna and Cheryl Keeping It Real TV. Donna and Cheryl are mindset coaches, and on a Friday, we, the Soul Squad, and there's usually Yvette who is busy today, come on and we chat about the week, and as we'll be doing this week, chatting about TV.
Absolutely anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's all relevant, and what we do and what we learn and what we talk about in the Soul System community is about sharing, and it's time. It's all sorts of things, isn't it? Basically, so it's totally relevant. Honestly, it is.
It is. And I think, is it next week, the bounce back ability?
Yeah.
Is it next week? Can't wait.
That's going to be really cool. Because I think all of you guys, I'm doing it. So Donna and Cheryl have got their Bounce Back Ability Boot Camp, which is all about giving you the tools and strategies to armor up. And well, I say armor up, but get your mental resilience sort of gloves on for the mental resilience. And that is cool. And I know they've been running a lot of promo. So if you go to the Soul System, if you go to Now Is Your Time Facebook page and their Instagram, you will see lots of information on there about it. I think you might have hopefully, fingers crossed, you have signed up and got the amazing discounted price that they're offering that for. But if not, you can it's still amazing value. It's still going to be 1 hour of coaching, live coaching with Donna and Cheryl for 3 weeks on, I think it's a Tuesday night, 1 hour of live coaching in a real-time environment where they will impart all of their wisdom. And it's lovely because we've done all these things before, haven't we? And you're then part of a private Facebook group, and then all the learnings and all the aha moments and all the wonderful people get on there. We all get, active, we all get interactive, and we all support each other. And it's
amazing.
It's a great
you realise you're not
community.
alone. Yeah.
It's a great support community.
Absolutely. And that is where we're talking about time. So I'll just segue that in there. That is where, when you're talking about, doing things and finding the time, like for us guys, that's just like, yeah, it's a no-brainer,
To
isn't
be
it?
fair, because if anyone's done anything like the Chaos to Calm or the Supercharge Your Self-Confidence, what you get at the end of that, for what is a relatively small input of time on your behalf, like 1 hour a week for 3 weeks, and at the end of that, you could have the skills and the strategies to be able to cope perhaps a lot better than you're coping now, or be ready to cope with other things in the future. It's 3 hours of your time, but what you get is invaluable, not just from Donna and Cheryl, but from everyone in the group.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
oh, that's me, I do this, or I've done this, and you pick up on the energy, and it's a wonderful experience. So
As Mel, I think everyone's freezing on me.
Everyone's what? Freezing on you.
You two were freezing. Right, shall we wrap it up there then and say
Let's wrap it
goodbye
up.
for this Friday and have a lovely weekend.
Have a lovely weekend,
Happy
everyone.
Friday, have a fab weekend.
And everybody
See you
watching.
next week. Bounce Back Ability.
Bye.